Hey guys, welcome to the video. It's Simon the Watch Guy. This is a very unexpected video. I was not planning on this one, but it's just so happened. It's almost like fate. I decided to purchase a watch for somebody as a gift, and it turns out they already had an exceptionally similar watch. So they politely declined, and they said, try and get yourself a refund on it. And I decided to keep the watch. Why? Because I thought it would make a great video. And the watch I purchased for my friend was the Amazfit. This is the Amazfit Bip S Lite. Comes in a small box. I was just checking the back there. There's no confidential details on there. It's just basically some information about the watch. Model name is the A1823. And it's compatible with Android 5 and iOS 10 or above. So pretty much, you would be hard pressed for this not to be compatible with your device. And the beauty of this, it uses Bluetooth obviously to connect to your smartphone. But the beauty of this is that the battery lasts for about 30 days. And what's more than that, the price. We'll come to that in just a second. So I've been putting it against its paces with the Apple Watch. Now, the Apple Watch is worth, they retail for a couple of £100, a couple of $100. And the Apple Watch is a pretty accurate watch in terms of heartbeat monitoring, etc. And it's a very smooth, very smooth experience. It's got the really nice screen, really nice panel, and I think that's where a lot of the quality comes from. You're definitely paying for a quality build in terms of materials. Even the strap is actually quite a nice quality. What's frustrating about the Apple Watch, and many people feel the same way, is that you have to charge these once every day. That's if you use it, if you get notifications. If you just use it as a regular old watch, you might get 2 days out of it. But generally, the rule of thumb is generally you need to charge once per day. Really frustrating, because if you want to do sleep tracking, if you want to do any form of fitness tracking, you're kind of fighting against the battery. Now, this is where the Amazfit comes in. Let me just take this off my wrist. First impressions. The strap is definitely 100%. This is where they've cut on the cost. However, it's still quite reasonable. It doesn't leave a huge imprint in your wrist. It's a reasonable strap. You may want to replace it. And it does have that style of, let me move that over, of spring bar, where you can literally apply a little bit of pressure to, there's like a little ball there at the top, and it just means that it's very easy for you to replace. There you go, and it just took a matter of seconds. So you can see the green LEDs there flashing at the back. That's obviously trying to get your heart rate, etc. There's just one button on this thing, so you actually just control it with the button. You push, let me just do that for you. So yeah, okay, so what you can do is you can push the button, then that acts as the back button, that goes back. Now, you can scroll up or down. Now, there's nothing on that screen really to scroll. In fact, yes, there is. I can show you. If I scroll up, you can see that every mile I walk, it's going to vibrate on my wrist and tell me I've walked 1 mile. You can even, I've just had a notification appear on this. You can set your notifications. So if you've got WhatsApp, Facebook, I don't use Facebook, but if you wanted, you could use Facebook Messenger to get a vibration on your wrist when someone sends you a message. Now, the real beauty of this is there's an app called, I think it's called Me Fit. And with this app, you can go on a walk. It will connect to GPS on your phone. Now, that's Well, I think this might even have GPS built in. It does have GPS built in, I apologise. It has GPS built in and it's actually using a Sony chip. What I meant to say was that some smartwatches use the GPS on your phone, whereas this, I believe, has one built in. So, fantastic. What that means is that you can go for a walk, you can go for a run, and it will actually track where you've been. It'll track the elevation, it will track your calories, your steps, etc., etc. There's several different workouts you can do. Let's go through some of these. So, let me scroll all the way up to the top. So, you've got outdoor running, you've got a treadmill, if we scroll up. You've got cycling, indoor cycling, freestyle walking, elliptical trainer, yoga. What else have we got? Jump rope or badminton. And ping pong or cricket, basketball, rowing machine. Now that's going to be a really useful one. And then you've got workout history and obviously a settings. Now, if I go into my workout history, you can see that last night at 11:15 in the evening, in the night, I went for a 1.15 mile walk. And then today I did a half-mile walk at 8 in the morning. You can see that data right there. Now, the beauty of this is that you can click onto one of those workouts and it'll show you, I just walked in a straight line and then straight back. So it gives you the walking history. It gives you the time, 12 minutes, 29 seconds. I was walking at 3.17 miles an hour. Okay, so I was walking at a reasonable pace. My heart rate was 107, etc., etc. Now, I hear you, and I'm going to answer the question that I can hear you asking. How is the accuracy on a £35 or maybe a $35, $40 watch compared to this Apple Watch that is a couple of $100? So yesterday I measured my heart rate with both watches. The Apple Watch said my heart rate was 76 beats per minute, and this watch said it was 77 beats per minute. So these were accurate to within 1 beat a minute of each other. I thought that was incredibly impressive. So I decided to put the watches through their paces. I went for the walk last night and I went for a walk this morning, and the heart rate was virtually the same. Within about 5 beats, it was virtually the same. The step tracking was almost identical. It's a bit harder on the Apple Watch actually to view steps, but this thing was surprisingly accurate. I mean, for the price, it's kind of unbelievable actually. Now, you don't have that beautiful display. You know, you don't have quite as many workout activities, but you know, the fact that they've been able to do this and give you that 30-day battery life is just quite staggering, really. And you know, you've even got the weather, so you can see the sunrise, the sunset. You can see when it's going to be cloudy, etc. And this seems to be using an app called AccuWeather, and this just automatically, it pulls the data from your phone. You don't need the AccuData app. It just pulls the data straight to your watch. So, for example, last night it was supremely hot. Really, we've had a bit of a heat wave. And the watch said it was about 27 degrees. I checked with the Alexa app, I checked with a bunch of other apps, and every app was reporting the same. So, you know, this is getting, again, that AccuWeather, really well-known, popular weather information sent straight to the watch. You do have an alarm, by the way. I set an alarm, so I've got an alarm set for, I've got one for 7 in the morning, which I don't always use, and I've got one for 7:30 Monday to Friday. This sets off a vibration on your wrist, again, just to wake you up. Have I missed anything? Let me take a look. We do have world time. So I actually set this as a little dedication, if he's watching this, to AWC, Alpha Whiskey Charlie, a fellow friend and watch reviewer on the channel. And I believe he is in Chicago time, I think. He's in central Canada, but I believe that falls under Chicago time, I think. And, oh, I've lost it now. If I go to the world clock, I can see right now, if this is correct for him, it's 2:35 in the morning. So he's probably asleep as I record this, because right now, for me, it is 8:35. So there's a 6-hour difference. What else is that? Alarm music. Yeah, you can control your music. So if I've got Spotify open, I can control it from here. Very basic. Pause, skip a track backwards, skip a track forwards. Kind of basic stuff, but it's enough. It's definitely enough just to play around with the music. You've got a stopwatch, so really basic. Start, vibrated, just as it did that. You can pause, which does another vibrate, and you can... how do you end this? Let me figure this out. There you go. So you push that button to end it, and then you just hit the little tick. The kind of interface is the same all the way through. So really, as I say, the back button can stop things and it can revert out of the screen. You've got a countdown timer as well. So you can set that. Let's set it to, you can set it by the second. Let's set it to 5 seconds. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then it's just continually vibrating. Okay, so let's time's up. Okay. Let's see. Have I covered everything now? I think I have. Yeah, covered everything. The only thing there is, which is quite interesting, is there's something called a PAI. And this is kind of a performance indicator. It takes all the variables throughout your day, how much exercise you've done, how many steps you've done, your heart rate, how active you are, etc., and it gives you a score out of 100. If the score isn't very good, it means that you need to improve in a certain key area. Maybe you need more sleep. Maybe you need more exercise. Maybe you need more steps in the day. Whatever the case may be, that PAI is kind of your personal assistant almost, and it's going to give you that motivation. It's going to tell you what's wrong and how to fix it. But ultimately, when you pair this up with the Amazfit app and the MeFit app to grab the maps, you can see the maps you've walked on, it becomes a very exciting proposition. Now, let me just really quickly show you something. Just bear with me 1 second. If you are at all considering the size of these things, let me just, bear with me, guys. Let me just, if I go to, let's go to Spotify. So if I go here and here, you can kind of see, I was listening to a bit of Dean Martin earlier, isn't he great? You can actually see that this is a bigger display. As I say, the quality of the display and the way you travel around, how seamless it is, yeah, it's not gonna be as seamless as your Apple Watch. However, if you want something as accurate as an Apple Watch, you want a better battery life, you know, this is 40 days, 30, 40 days compared to 1 day. If you want to get most of your notifications, it's not as granular as the Apple Watch. And if you want something that's going to basically have you covered pretty much for everything really, workouts, alarms, weather, this could well be the watch for you. And again, just to remind you guys of price before I close out the video, this thing retails in the UK for £35. That's about $40. You might even, I don't know, you might get this for $35 in the US or Canada. This is a very good watch for the price. And so much so, I actually think I might get rid of the Apple Watch because this only works with an iPhone anyway. This actually works with iOS and Android. So if you're after a fitness, this is more of a smartwatch. This is a fitness tracker and with some smartwatch features. So massively impressed. It just kind of goes to show just because something is branded doesn't always mean it's necessarily that much better. I think sometimes you do pay for the branding. Now, that's not a slight on the Apple Watch. I think the thing that really is a big turn off for me with the Apple Watch is the battery life. I'm severely disappointed by the battery life on the Apple Watch. That is just, I think it's unacceptable, actually. But this thing does it right. So I think Apple have got a lot to improve on, and I'm sure they will. I'm sure as time goes on, they'll improve. But if you want something right now that basically does the job, it's super accurate, you're getting this virtually the same information as you get on this watch here. You want that long battery life, you want that fairly affordable, minimal price. Look no further. The only thing you may want to replace, as I say, is the strap. It's not the best in the world. And of course, the materials that make up this watch, they're not quite as premium as the Apple Watch, but that's reflected in the price. I think what you care about the most, if you want a fitness tracker, you want that accuracy, you want the long battery life, you want the sleep tracking, and this is a very exciting proposition. Anyway, this is a super long video. I didn't mean it to be this long, but yeah, thank you for watching. If there's any questions, let me know in the comments below. Thank you, guys.